All right. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
It's me, Julian Greystoke, and I brought along Adam today because he was free and wanted to be a nice husband and help me with things.
I wanted to be involved and participate.
He also wanted to show off his new henna.
Yes.
Mostly. So today I thought something that would be fun and potentially humorous is I found a short writing tag that I will not be answering. He will be answering for me, and then I will be telling him if he is correct or not.
I'm always right.
I dug this tag up. It's an older one. It's been around for a while. I have done it, but it was many years ago. So, if you want to go see my answers from back then, you can. It is called the Writer's Life for Me tag, and I will try to find the original creator if they even still, have a channel or have it on their channel, and I will link it below. Yep. So, should be pretty easy for you.
All right.
So the first question, Adam, is when did I start writing?
Let me see. So, I think you put the White Rose when you were 11, but I think you had been writing before then. That was just your first, complete novel. I want to say you've told me stories about, little kind of picture action book things you kind of doodled and wrote when you're itsy bitsy. So definitely 100% before you were a teenager. I'm going to say 7-ish.
Okay. Well, you got a lot of that right, but I wrote The White Rose, which was a novel, not a novella, when I was 13. Which, hello Nigel, which I count to be my first real finished novel, but you were right. I had been writing previous to that. Basically, as soon as I could get the words to go on the paper, I had been writing. So
I remembered
how many points for that?
I remember their first full novel. I thought perhaps at this point in their life they might consider The White Rose only a novella.
No, I think it was full length. I think it was a full length novel. Not good. No, absolutely awful, but it was full length. Hello, Nigel. Nigel is also here, but you can't really see him.
Not yet. We need to teach him to stand so we can be hello, pose for the camera, sir.
He's old. Okay, Adam.
Everyone wants to see the distinguished gentleman. He's the real star. That's why he's joined us. You're filming without me? Hello.
Yeah, but teaching him to stand up is going to be with his old joints. Next question. Next question. What inspires Julian's stories?
It's not so much that Julian is inspired. It's that Julian has just got too many stories in their brain and they have to get them out. Individual stories can be inspired by real life things, but it's really more that they have too many stories crawling in their head trying to get out. If there's a common theme or trend for how you're inspired. You do take a lot of inspiration from media.
I would have accepted the answer of Dragon Age and Mass Effect.
No, I think the best answer is really, as I now analyze it, Julian takes most of their inspiration from media, and it's either a story that generates an idea, or a story that's I could have done better, or I want to explore in this world or this concept more. The game was a response to a little bit Mass Effect inspired, and also a response to the Hunger Games. Adventure Mage was inspired by a kind of secondary character two secondary characters by the same actor in different films in a fantasy setting, not in a historical setting, inspired the fantasy character of Valentine.
All right.
So media.
Yeah, you got
media
it.
Gets in your brain.
The rambly answer,
and needs to claw its way out onto the page.
I am very inspired by things that I watch, read, hear, see, play, and then I just kind of take an element that I like and go in a different direction.
And go on an adventure with it.
All right. Next, where is Julian in her writing journey?
You're right here in this chair.
Hi.
In there, right? What is a writing journey?
I hate the term writing journey, but I've had to start using it because everybody uses it. And basically means where are you in your career, but it can also mean before you really have a career. Your writing journey basically starts when you start writing, and then you just keep journeying.
So this isn't like, where are you in your current novels process?
This is where my overall in my writing career.
Skilled professional writer who has their like comfort zone. And they don't like, they could, but they don't enjoy. Like they write more for themselves than for others, so they don't push out too much from their comfort zone.
I guess so. I like to think that I'm always trying to grow my skill and like step outside of my comfort zone.
So you are trying to, like, yes, definitely trying. You're always trying to grow your skill, and you're always willing to take criticism. But you're also like, you don't make writing decisions around trying to sell or be more popular. You write to make yourself happy, more than anything. And so, like, Adventurer Mage and 3 books in Adventurer Mage is like traditional fantasy. You do explore something, like you wrote a romance novel, which is not something.
I do have genres that I prefer, but most authors do. So.
And so I mean, it's like Stephen King wrote horror.
He wrote other things as well, but he was really good at the horror, so everybody knew his horror stuff. Can't get too bogged down in all of these answers. I said this was a short one.
I must. For Adam, it is.
Also, I'm going to have to explain to everybody why you keep calling me they and them, to put that in the description. By the way, next question.
I'm ready.
Should be a short answer this time-ish. Has Julian entered any writing contests?
Not recently. I don't know if they ever... I don't think they ever have during my relationship with Julian.
I actually have.
Have you?
Yes. Just didn't win.
Or tell me about them?
No, it was like... I only entered the free ones because I'm not going to pay money to send somebody my work and then have it not win anything. But it just didn't seem like a terribly important detail.
We should get together with my friends and host our own writerly competition that we charge people for.
Short answer, yes, I have entered some writing competitions, but really not that many, and only the free ones, and I never win. Who are Julian's author heroes?
I know authors you like. I know authors who'd be like the nemesis you ground under your heel.
I'm not grinding anybody under my heel.
No, the Dragon Boy writer who's like wrote the book when he was 12 and his parents got it published because they were...
Christopher Paolini.
Yeah, you hate and despise him.
Not anymore.
You hate and despise his first successful work.
I hated him when I was a kid because we're like the same age, and I was writing books and he was writing books, except for his family got his book published, and I had to continue to wallow in obscurity because we poor and
your
had
family
no
were
connections.
farmers.
Yeah, we didn't have any connections in the publishing industry.
Tamara Pierce is a writer you very much enjoy, but I don't know if they'd be your hero.
I think they would qualify.
You think they'd qualify as a hero?
Yeah.
Shelby might.
Who's Shelby?
Mary Shelby?
Shelley? Mary Shelley?
Yeah, that one. Mary Shelley. Oh, bad with names.
Not really.
No, because she was like, fuck you, man. I'll show you how to write a book.
She was the inventor of science fiction. She was very important, but like not one of my personal heroes.
Her personal story I thought would have been an inspiration to you. Basically, she wrote a book to flip the bird to some
Oh, I know.
overindulged douchebag.
I know.
But, you know.
I mean, she invented a whole genre.
Brian Jakes.
Yes. Most of you already know, but just in case anybody's new, Brian Jakes, who wrote the Redwall series, was the first author that I realized when I was younger was like a real human. And I was like, oh, he's just a guy. He seems really sweet, he seems really friendly, but he's literally just a guy. Like, his backstory was he worked on ships for a long time in Liverpool and liked to read to blind children. And I was like, well, if he's just a guy and he writes books and I'm just a guy, I could write books. So that's kind of why he was my hero. Also, if we're just talking artistic heroes, Jim Henson, all-time creative heroes. Have I gone to any writing conferences?
No, nary a one.
None. 0.
I believe you've only gone to 2 different writing conferences. Your favorite being WisCon. The other one was the Mayflies might have been something else, but there was a Fox Valley Writers Convention.
Yeah, and I think it is actually called the Mayfly Writers Convention. So good job, you got that one right.
Spot on and short.
Yes.
For me.
And finally, what would you say are my 3 tips for fellow writers.
Your 3 tips
Yes.
for fellow writers.
What do you think my tips would be?
1, just do it. You gotta start. You gotta keep writing. You gotta put your words in.
What, buddy? Are you mad because I'm doing a video with Dad, not you? That's rude. Hi, bud.
Keep coming, Nigel.
What are
Nigel,
my next 2 tips?
You gotta get you in the camera.
They can see his head.
There you go. Thank you, Nigel. And then I'm training you to stand now, sir.
No, you're not. What are my next 2 tips?
Your next 2 tips, you just gotta start writing. The other is you have to be able to take criticism on your work. You have to be able to, like, yes, it is your precious child, it is your precious baby, but it is not perfect.
It's an ugly baby.
And maybe it just has like a couple blemishes on its heel or something. But you have to be able to look for criticism and accept criticism. And like even in the end, if you decide you're like, no, this is my ugly baby. I love its warts. I made its warts for me. That's fine. But you have to at least like, you can't just be like, no, it's perfect.
When you're too close to it, you can't see. Because you made the baby. So you think it's perfect. But you have to be willing to give your baby to somebody else to tell you how your baby is ugly. All right, what's my 3rd piece of advice, Adam?
Your 3rd piece of advice would be to, if you're struggling to find somebody to give you that feedback, hire Julian to help you with that constructive criticism.
I don't know if that's a piece of advice, but I do like the segue into, by the way, I'm a developmental editor, and if you were looking for somebody to professionally tell you that your baby is ugly, hi, I'm a developmental editor. We can make a beautiful baby together.
I knew your number 1, but I don't know what your number 2 and 3 would have been.
I mean, be prepared to take criticism is definitely like high up on my list for sure. I think the other piece of advice that I give a lot is to remember that your first thing is not going to be your best thing or your only thing. So many young writers are hanging like their fate, like they're putting their whole being on that first thing that they've ever written. They think that book's going to be the one they publish, that book's going to be the one that's famous, and you're setting yourself up for just your heart being crushed to death.
Stupid CP setting unrealistic expectations.
Yeah, like just because a book that's coming out is called a debut does not mean that is the first book that author wrote. Mm-hmm. It's almost certainly not. They've got a backlog of several other books that they are either just using for practice or they submitted and were not accepted by publishers. So debut does not mean first ever book, which can be disappointing to hear that you're going to have to write more before you get successful.
Yeah.
And of course you see the occasional exception to the rule and then you think, oh, I'm going to be the exception to the rule. You're probably not, because that's why it's an exception. Don't hang your entire hopes and dreams on your first work. That is my advice.
That being said, we will tease a future project in where
maybe
I may write my first book as part of this channel, and I will be successful because I will have a professional editor partnered and working with me the whole time with zounds of experience.
Oh yeah. I'd be so mad if like you write something and everyone just fucking loves it. Maybe, we don't know for sure. Wow, Nigel.
Here, have some tail.
We don't know for sure if we're doing this project, but I wasn't going to say anything until we were sure, but it might happen. So make some noise if you want to see it happen. All 5 of you who watch this tag, because even though Adam's in it, it is a tag and people don't like those anymore.
Aww, poor tags.
Yeah, tags have fallen out of fashion. All right, it took us 20 minutes to film a short tag.
Don't worry, you will edit it down to 15. People like long-form content these days.
They do, but they don't like rambles. They want concise and long-form at the same time.
I'm concise.
You are not. All right, so thank you all for watching this silly little tag. If you like stuff like this, if you'd like us to do something more like this, let me know in the comments below. If you hated it and you really wish we wouldn't do anything more like this, also mention that in the comments below.
Don't worry, you'll only hurt my feelings, not Julian's.
Maybe Nigel's a little bit. Don't forget that you can find me on Patreon and support me there. And also, I have several books already up, which you can purchase now on Amazon. But now we shall leave you. Are you ready for the goodbye, Adam?
Always ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1, bye.
Bye.
I gotta sing the Doom song now. Doom, 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 doom.
Yeah, the world might seem pretty full of doom and gloom. Hey, at least there's patrons. Patrons like Annika, Jen, Gay Tutter, Constantina, Lochnoonga, SB Boots, Martha, July, Bird Anonymous, Sunny Shy, Peregrine, Sarah, Kat, 78 kilograms of shade, Veda, Roma, Pansing Pony, Haley, Sam, Kira, Kohikaro, Mooney, Pudimancer, Kirsten, Bear, Jojo Bookish, Robin, Ursula, Caitlin, Jessica, KJ, LaFone, Amanda, Celia, Alyssa, Rita, Deborah, Afra, Melissa, Swamp Goblin Waifu, Sophia, Merween, Kit, Hidden Glade, Light Julie, Belle, Patrick, Anne Sophie, Callison, Shelby, Zaire, Jesper, Rennie, Scribbling Cat, Savvy, Jenny, Amanda, and Lisa. Thanks again for being my amazing patrons and keeping me just this side of doom.
Doom, 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 doom. Ooh, what's that?